Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Georgi. Today I'm going to show you how to create your database in Laravel and how to seed it with test data using Factory. To illustrate the process, we'll create a simple database which contains two tables, books and reviews. In the books table we'll have an ID, a title, an author, a price, the number of pages of the book, the published year, and the ISBN of the book. In the reviews, we'll have our book ID, the reviewer name, the reviewer email, the reviewer phone, the date and time of the review, the text of the review, and the score from 1 to 5. Let's create our new Laravel project. Laravel new bookstore. Okay, our project is created, so let's go inside it. And let's create our first model. PHP artisan make model book -m. This command will create our model for our book table, and it will also create our migration because of the -m flag we added. Next, let's create our review model. PHP artisan make model review -m. Again, we add the -m, so Laravel will create also the migration for us. Let's jump into PHP Storm and do our migration. Let's open our create book table migration. By default, our migration have an ID and a timestamp. Let's do the next field. We'll add the title column. The title column will be a varchar of 255. So in Laravel we need to do string and say the field name, which will be title. Then next we want to add the string field as well for the author of our books. After this we'll add a decimal field with name price, and it will be 18-2 to store the price. Then we'll add an integer field called number of pages. In this field we will be storing our number of pages for every book. Then we'll add year field, which will hold the published year of the book. And then we'll add again a string, which will hold the ISBN of the book. We also have the updated and created fields, which will be created by the table timestamp command when we run our migration. Let's open our create review migration. Create review migration table. The first field we want to add is our book ID, which will be a foreign key to our books table. Let's add it. Table foreign ID book ID, and we'll add it to constraint. So this will also create our foreign key to the book ID. Next, let's add a string, reviewer name. Then let's add a string with the reviewer email, phone, again a string. We'll add a timestamp at reviewed at. After this we'll add the text field, which will hold the text of the review. And last we'll add an integer of score, which will keep our score of the review. Now let's see how to define our relationship between the reviews and the book table in our model. We'll first open our review model. In our review, every review belongs to a book, so let's add it. Public function book, and we'll return this belongs to a book class. Now we have instructed our model relations that every review belongs to a book. Let's also cast our review to date. We'll add protected dates, and we will add our reviewed at field. Next, let's open our book model in order to define that every book has many reviews. So we'll add public function reviews, and we'll say that every book has many reviews. Okay, now let's run our migration. PHP artisan migrate. This will run all of our migrations. Let's jump into Table Plus and see what happened. If we refresh, we can see our books table. It has a title, an author and price, a number of pages published here, and ISBN. And we have also our reviews table with book ID, reviewer name, reviewer email, reviewer phone, review text, and score, exactly as we wanted. All of the two tables now have no data. Let's see how we can seed it with test data. In order to generate our test data, we'll use Eloquent Model Factories. Eloquent Model Factories in Laravel allows you to define a set of default attributes for each of your Eloquent models using model factories. Let's generate our factories. We'll do PHP artisan make factory. We'll first do a book factory, and then let's do PHP artisan make factory and also do a review factory. Let's open the factories we created and define him. First, let's start with the book factory. In the book factory, we'll add our faker into the definition. First thing we'll define is the title. The title will be faker sentence with maximum of 6 words, and it will be with variable number of words. Next, without our author, which will add this faker name. After this, we'll add the price. The price of our book, we want it to be a random float with the max digits after decimal of 2, and it want to be between 5 and 200. Let's add number of pages, and we'll add this as faker number between, and we'll add between 50 and 1000. Let's add the published year, and let's do this with this faker year. Last, let's add the ISBN. We use the faker ISBN 13, and let's format it. With this, our book factory has been defined. Let's continue with our review factory. The definition of the review factory will first add the reviewer name to be faker name. After this, we'll add the reviewer email, and we'll use faker email to do so. After this, we'll add the reviewer phone. We'll add faker phone number, and we need to add the review tab, which will hold the date. So for this, we'll faker date time of the review, and let's add the text of the review with faker text. And last, let's add the score of the review. We want our score to be a random float with maximum of 1 digit after the decimal, and to be between 0 and 5. With this, our review factory is also defined. Now let's see how we can use the factory we have defined to seed our database. Let's open our database seeder. In the run method, let's add app, models, book, and we'll add factory. In the bracket, we'll say how many books we want to create. Let's say 20, and we'll create them. And then for each book we create, we want to create also 20 reviews. So For each book, we want to add app, models, review, factory. We want 20. And inside the create, we want to pass also the book ID of the current book that it has been just created. That's all. Now let's run our database seeder, PHP artisan db seed. The database has been seeded. Let's go in table plus and check our data. If we refresh and we open our books, we have 20 books, and then if we open our reviews, we have 400 reviews, 20 for each book. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you can subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to get notified when I post the next video. See you next time.